All right, we are going to get started. We'll start with our land acknowledgement. We acknowledge that we are in Robinson Huron Treaty Territory. The land on which we are gathered is the traditional territory of the Anishinaabe and known as Bawading. Bawading is the home of the Garden River First Nation, Batchewana First Nations, and the historic St. Marie Métis Council. We honor and respect these Indigenous people as the ancestors and traditional stewards of the land upon which we live today. May our relationships with the land teach us to live and work in good relationship with one another. Approval of the agenda, moved by Councillor Weir, seconded by Councillor Christensen. All in favor?
Aye.
Be it resolved that Council hereby accepts the agenda for Tuesday, July 14, 2026, and any as presented.
Disclosure of pecuniary interest? None. Minutes of previous meetings, moved by Councillor Caputo, seconded by Councillor Chutenko. All in favor?
Aye.
Be it resolved that Council hereby accepts the minutes for the regular Council meeting of June 9, 2026, and any addendums as presented.
Questions and information arising out of minutes not otherwise on the agenda? None. Petitions and or delegations. PUC annual update, moved by Councillor Christensen, seconded by Councillor Chutenko. All in favor?
Aye.
And we will turn it over to our PUC partners.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Thank you for the opportunity to speak before you tonight. My name is Paul Skaggs and I serve as the Vice Chair of PUC Services Inc., PUC Services Inc. Board of Directors. I'm joined here by Robert Batiste, Senior Vice President, Integrated Services and Customer Solutions, and Darren Seabrook, Vice President, Electric Operations and Engineering. 2025 was a defining year for PUC, which is modernizing in every vital aspect. This includes its technology, its operations, and most of all, its growth mindset that will allow it and this region to thrive well into the future. Through strategic investments, disciplined growth, and a strong start to a flagship transmission project that will power Algoma Steel's electric arc furnace operations, PUC continues to strengthen the utility today while building the foundation for our collective future. Over 2025, the 230 kilovolt transmission line project advanced through key development and construction readiness milestones, on track and on budget to be in service by early 2028. This project is opening the door in ways that many of us in this region have longed for, setting us up for further long-term industrial and economic growth. Meanwhile, one thing that has not changed is PUC's community-owned, community-minded approach to everything it does. Every year, its electrical safety, educational, and community donation programs reach thousands of students and citizens. In 2025 alone, PUC supported more than 50 local grassroots organizations, contributing $126,000 to programs that make a meaningful difference in the region. Looking ahead, there are several important projects planned in Prince Township, which Darren will touch on later on. These investments reflect our ongoing commitment to providing safe, reliable, and sustainable service to Prince Township. On behalf of the board, I want to say thank you to the dedicated PUC employees led by Mr. Rob Brewer for their incredible work, and thank you, Mayor and Council, for your continued support and partnership. I will now turn it over to Rob Batiste, who will provide a more detailed update for you.
Thanks, Paul. Good evening, Mayor, Council. It's good to see some familiar faces from last year. Today, I'm pleased to provide an update of our activities in Prince Township and across the region that are driving new opportunities now and into the future. This has been truly a defining year for PUC, including record earnings for 2025. As well, PUC achieved its best reliability performance in the Ontario Energy Board data dating back to 2013. PUC is proud to serve the residents of Prince Township of approximately 550 electricity customers. In addition, we provide fire protection through hydrants and support all residents of Prince Township, approximately over 1,000. As well, we continue to provide the water sampling and testing here at the community center. PUC remains committed to safe, reliable services for this region and for our communities that we serve. Beyond this commitment, we have focused on modernization and innovation that we can increase our financial returns and drive more investment and economic development into this region. PUC's 25 results reflect deliberate steps we taken to strengthen the utility today while building a more resilient, innovative, and sustainable utility for the future. These steps include strategic investments in technology, disciplined growth, and as well advancing sustainability. Of course, we cannot deliver on the region's priorities without our partnerships. By working with communities like Prince Township, along with other stakeholders and industry leaders, we are advancing our business while contributing to a more sustainable future. With that, I'm going to pass it off to Darren Seabrook to share more about the different initiatives that we have here in the Prince region.
Thanks, Rob. Mayor and Council, thanks for having us today. Let's take a closer look at steps we're taking to modernize, starting with some of our technology. At PUC, we manage hundreds of kilometers of underground water and electric infrastructure, some over a century old. Like many Ontario utilities, we relied on a mix of legacy and paper records, creating safety risks and inefficiencies. In 2025, we transformed our approach by introducing real-time kinetic technology into our locates process. Accuracy that was typically 3 to 5 meters is now down to 2.5 centimeters, with data captured in the field and uploaded directly into our GIS system. In the past, locates were marked with paint and not seen digitally. Today, each locate becomes a precise, permanent data point available instantly across the organization. Crews can capture coordinates, photos, and notes in real time and use a TrackMap technology to quickly return to the historic points. The result is better planning, reduced excavation risk, stronger asset protection, fewer customer disruptions, and lower environmental impact. A more modern, reliable way to serve the Prince Township area. So another pressing challenge Ontario utilities are facing is the increased customer expectations for reliability and affordability. This requires a modern approach to managing the electrical grid, improving system performance while avoiding additional costs to customers. The Sioux Smart Grid continues to provide a solution to this challenge. In 2025, the Sioux Smart Grid prevented outages for more than 10,000 customers and avoided over 900,000 customer outage minutes, a 60% and 40% improvement from 2024 respectively. We're pleased to share that the project has achieved predicted savings to date, resulting in neutral bill impacts. 2025 marked the start of the construction for the transmission project in the Sioux St. Marie area. In addition to powering Algoma Steel's electric arc furnaces, this project will increase electricity capacity, system reliability, and energy security, enabling further long-term industrial and economic growth. The project remains on track and on budget, with a substantial completion anticipated in January 2028. Now let's take a look at projects happening right here in Prince Township. Electrification is a primary focus in the society lately. Efficiency of electric heating, adoption of electric vehicles, and the use of computers, including data centers, are driving increased electrical demand. This region is no exception. PUC plans their system upgrades and expansions to accommodate development while continuing to improve reliability and overall power quality. PUC has identified an opportunity to add an additional 20 megawatts of distribution system capacity by adding a new substation with modernized infrastructure. PUC will be installing the new distribution system near Airport Road between Baseline and Second Line West. This involves planning, engineering, property acquisition, and construction. The substation will look similar to what you see on the screen, with the majority of the infrastructure contained within a brick building. From a schedule standpoint, we will be advancing the planning and engineering stages in 2026, with construction to commence in 2027. Construction will also include pole line replacements along Baseline Road and Airport Road, so you may see some surveying completed in 2026. The new substation will ensure a safe and sustainable electrical distribution system in our community while supporting economic growth in the area, improving system reliability, and continuing to provide safe, sustainable power to our customers. As many of you are aware, PUC has been completing upgrades to our pumping station in Grocap, sorry. The third and final phase of the project will continue in 2026, involving replacing the existing valves, pumps, motors, and associated electrical supply equipment, as well as replacing the existing emergency generator system. The work is required to ensure our water system remains safe and reliable. This will also increase the reliability of the fire protection system that PUC provides to the Prince Township community along second line. PUC water system relies on a transmission main that delivers raw water from the Grocap pumping station to the water treatment plant on Second Line West, just east of Town Line Road. We are currently undertaking a study to support contingency planning for an emergency response in the event the raw water line is compromised. You may observe some related activities in late 2026 to early 2027. I'm going to now pass it back to Mr. Battisti. Thank you.
Yes, sir. So next, I'm going to provide an update on our sustainability progress. One of our biggest significant achievements is supporting Goma Steel's transition to electric arc steelmaking, which is expected to reduce greenhouse gases by over 70%. In 2025, we made sustainability a formal strategic priority through our net zero roadmap, aligned with our 2025-2027 strategic plan, as well as broader climate goals. We continue to expand electric transportation, with 36% of our light-duty vehicles being electric, provides a really good benefit of reducing our operating costs by almost 20%. In addition, we operate 25 EV chargers at our PUC facilities. And in addition, we support either private or public a total of 31 other EV chargers in our community. Looking ahead, we continue to advance our net zero strategy through initiatives such as renewable energy development, which includes solar, and as well, we're looking at carbon credits as part of our opportunities. Now, there's a lot that has been changing, as Darren and we talked about, but there's one thing that's not going to be changing, and that relates to safety and our view on it. Safety remains foundational to everything we do at PUC. It's a core value that guides our operations, our planning, and our community engagement. In 2025, we're proud to achieve various accomplishments. One of them is 100% employee participation in mandatory field-based safety observations, in which we have over 900 observations completed. As well, we had public safety leadership through targeted training, rigorous contract oversight, and community education initiatives. Another proud moment is with respect to our PUC's contractor management program. It's a strong driver for contractor safety performance, which resulted in 92% compliance on safety audits. Beyond internal practices, we continue to extend our safety and education commitment to the broader community. When looking at the different pictures that are in your package or on the screen, a couple things I want to highlight. One is the Caution and Chance electrical safety program. We're celebrating over 30 years on it, reaching all elementary schools in Sault Ste. Marie. As well, we have our annual Grade 8 Safety Awards, recognizing students at every city elementary school for demonstrating safety leadership, reinforcing positive behaviors at a critical age. As well, we run high school art partnership. Through a design competition, students are creating original artwork used to beautify utility infrastructure, which enhances our public safety spaces. We also hold school tours for different ages. And again, the students get hands-on learning experience, career exploration, and insight into essential water and wastewater management services. We also reach out to different community events. Last year, we reached out to Rotary Fest, and we'll be there this year again. And if you're there, look for the water bug. So just to highlight that. But we're part of the Science North Science Festival and our Touch a Truck. As mentioned by Paul, we donated to over 50 local grassroots organizations, contributing $126,000 to programs that make meaningful difference to our region. Lastly, this evening, let's look at the financial performance of the PUC group of companies. Overall, the entities remain financially strong, with stable revenue, managed costs, and continued investment in future readiness. I'm just going to talk to each company now. So the first is PUC Inc., which is our holding company. The revenues increased year over year to about $3.2 million. Our OMA costs, which is operating maintenance and administration, continue to be tightly managed and is down from the prior year. This all resulted in net income of about $755,000, an increase of $142,000 from the prior year. Going to PUC Services, which is our management services company, our revenues increased to $29 million from $26 million from the prior year. OMA costs rose slightly. Again, there are some inflationary pressures that we have, but also the continued investment in service delivery. This resulted in net income of about $1.4 million, which is an increase from the 1.1 from prior year. We continue our investments in technology and our capital fleet, which is the majority of our capital investment of the $2.4 million. Moving to PUC Distribution, which is the electrical side of the business, revenues increased about $31.2 million, driven by a slight increase in electricity demand. Our OMA costs remain relatively stable despite the inflationary pressures, which shows a couple good highlights with respect to the team on demonstrating operational efficiency. With that, income increased to about $6.3 million, a delta increase of almost $2 million from the prior year. Capital expenditures were $9.9 as we reinvested into critical infrastructure upgrades, renewals, and replacements. Last is with respect to the Public Utilities Commission, which is the water side of the business. Revenues increased about $30.6 million, continuing a strong upward trend, primarily related to the consumption as well. OMA costs increased slightly year over year due to inflationary pressures, but overall the annual surplus was $9.4 million, an increase from 2024. And again, all the surplus has been reinvested back into our capital program. On the capital side, we had about $11.5 million, reflecting water main relining projects and infrastructure replacements, which are done in conjunction with projects such as the city road construction. Together, these results reflect a utility that is operating on an excellent basis, financially sound, and deeply committed to the communities we serve. Our total capital expenditures for the year came to about $23.8 million. Again, it reflects our continued investment in upgrading and modernizing our capital with respect to critical infrastructure across all the communities we are part of. What this really resulted was a record net earnings of almost $17.9 million. And more importantly, we also look at our cost of revenue ratio. It continues to improve, and it shows that we're not only delivering value to our customers, but doing it more efficiently on a year-by-year basis. Before I wrap up, I just want to highlight the note that through our capital program, we're continuing to increase our investments in infrastructure to better service our customers. And you can see that with the bar chart where it's inclined in the past so many years. We continue to review our distribution system to identify additional opportunities to strengthen reliability and further reduce the impact of outages, but continue prudent cost-benefit analysis for our customers. In closing, I want to thank Council and the residents of Prince Township for your continued trust and support in PUC and our employees. We reached a pivotal moment. Right now, the region has a clear opportunity to shape its own future by investing in infrastructure and modernizing building capacity for the future. We're proud of the work that we're doing together, and we look forward to building on the momentum as we move forward. Say thank you again. I noticed in the monthly newsletter, you always have a little bit of tidbits about PUC. Thank you for that. And with that, I'll just open to any questions that the council or the mayor may have.
I want to thank you for coming out on a very hot evening. Thank you for being with us. I'm also looking very much forward to the substation. I realize that it is a tremendous benefit to us, so looking forward to that and anything we can do to help you guys with that. So,
Appreciate it.
thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All the best. Thank you.
Ci vediamo. Grazie.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor, for the president.
Very well put together.
Be it resolved that delegation from Nova Statistic, Senior VP Integrated Services and Customer Solutions, Paul Skaggs, Vice Chair, QC Services Committee, Inc., Board of Directors, and Darren Seabrook, Vice President, Electrical Operations and Engineering, QC Services Incorporation, to be received as information.
Alright, so we will move on to staff reports. The fire report, June 2026, moved by Councillor Chutanko and seconded by Councillor Caputo. Any questions or comments, or all in favor? All in favor?
Bye.
Thank you.
Good evening, councilors, mayor. During May and June of 2026, Prince responded to 8 calls for total service, bringing our year-to-date responses to 23. Personnel update. I'll see effective July 1st, 2026, department's leadership transition will be complete. Steve will continue to serve on the hall as a driver operator while Jim will be retiring. I personally like to extend my sincere appreciation to both Jim and Steve for their dedication to Prince Township, the hall, and the members who respond from it. Through their leadership and with the continued support of council, the hall, and the community, they have brought the compliance of the hall up to NFPA standards ahead of the required deadline. With this also came new equipment to help introduce to further support the safety of the firefighters and its residents. On some fun notes, outside of that, we were invited to attend Harmony Acres on June 12th for the Special Olympics fundraiser, which is always nice to be at. And outside of that, we did host the Ardmore's JK-SK class for a fire hall tour in June. Students had the opportunity to meet a firefighter, dress a firefighter, see what we look like when we're all geared up, because that can be very terrifying to some kids. As well as sit in the trucks, play with the tools, and also went home with fire prevention kits for all their families. Training-wise, just an update, we have 4 firefighters are currently enrolled in an auto extrication course at the Regional Training Center here in the Sioux. It's in preparation for upcoming more regulatory changes that the firefighters will have to receive as part of the new NFPA 1006 standard. 2 firefighters also attended the RTI training in Elliott Lake over the course of the past weekend. That was myself and Alex, our deputy chief. This training was focused on responding to forest fires and threatening community and exposures when they are in danger of combustion. So obviously we just kind of went through some of this. The halls also continue to train in drafting operations and wildland fire readiness. Given the ongoing risk of forest and brush fires, the training remains a priority. These efforts support response activities during brush fires on Second Line in May and the one that was in Girl Cap in June. It's not even a part of it. So thank you to all those that were passing by on Second Line at that fire in May for letting emergency services and vehicles respond in a safe manner, not to worry about people driving by. Equipment, 2 new sets of our PFAS bunker gear have been received for firefighters, and 2 additional sets are currently on order. This equipment helps ensure the department remains compliant with NFPA standards and going to a cancer-free movement. The cost of this gear is being covered through a provincial grant, so it's at no cost to the township. And then fire prevention continues to be a message that continues to go through the department's Facebook and Instagram accounts. We also are applying for grants to help offset the cost of door hangers, printed materials, and public educational resources.
Anyone have any questions for Fire Chief? Yes.
Are you involved at all with the fire at the airport, or are they doing that themselves?
That is the Ministry of Natural Resources and Sault Ste. Marie. I was in talks with the mayor over the last 2 nights, the ministry, as well as the chief Naomi from Sault, that our apparatuses and firefighters were on standby and ready to go should we be deployed. We also offered up our hall as a point of rehab for them to come and get out of the heat where they can sit in AC and have some water. When they were sharing with the mayor is that our fire trucks are equipped to go off-road, where sometimes the Sioux aren't, so we have the ability to really get in there if needed. But it's under the control of the Ministry of Natural Resources.
That leads me to my second question. Is there any fire, or has there been recently this past month within our territory?
Just the ones that we had in May on Second Line, which unfortunately was set by the removal of coals from a fire and not letting it cool down. And then there was one in Grow Cap that we were able to extinguish just with backpacks and you can fill with water and get up on the hill. We don't know the cause of that one, but we were able to get it out.
And no lightning strikes to cause the grass fire? Okay, thanks.
Because no one has called us yet.
Okay, all right, thank you.
No problem.
Anyone else? All right, thank you for everything you do. Get those ladies out to the playground.
Cheaper than airways.
Thank you for joining us, ladies.
Thank you.
Have a good evening.
Be it resolved that council hereby receives the June 2026 fire report as information.
And financial reports, check logs and revenues, May 2026, moved by Councillor Weir and seconded by Councillor Christensen. All in favor?
Aye.
Be it resolved that council hereby receives the financial reports, check logs, and revenues, May 2026 as information.
Clerk's report, July 2026, moved by Councillor Caputo, seconded by Councillor Trutenko. Any questions about the clerk's report? All in favor?
Be it resolved that council hereby receives the clerk's report for July 2026 as information.
And Public Works report, June 2026, moved by Councillor Caputo and seconded by Councillor Weir. Any questions about the Public Works report? All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
And can I go back one report? It's the check log, back page. The Iconics Waterworks, is that the beaver culverts?
No, just the
What is
regular
that?
road culverts.
Regular, okay. All right, thank you.
Public Works,
Be it resolved that council hereby receives the Public Works report for June 2026 as information.
And Public Works Supervisor, Antique Farm Equipment Shed, moved by Councillor Caputo and seconded by Councillor Trutenko. Questions or comments about the Public Works Supervisor report? All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Be it resolved that council hereby receives the Public Works Supervisor's report for the Antique Farm Equipment Shed.
And clerk's report regarding the Antique Farm Equipment Shed, moved by Councillor Weir and seconded by Councillor Trutenko. Any questions or comments about the report?
Also decision.
Sorry, yes, this is the, I was reading the following. This is the decision. So we do need to contact PUC Services and Bell Canada regarding the shed because there are lines that go over the shed. So we need to so we definitely need to take the shed down because it is a liability. But we want to inform PUC and Bell because their lines are in the line of fire, I guess, when we take the shed down. Am I missing anything, Nick? I know you're more close to it than I am.
That's pretty much it.
So basically, we're all.
Providing direction for the future of the building.
Yeah.
And its contents.
Say that again, I'm sorry, Meg, and its contents?
Contents.
Yeah, well, we need to understand what to do with the contents when we take the building down.
Then what staff is going to need some direction from council.
Right. So, but my understanding is is there more information from the museum board that would have anything to do with like the ownership of the equipment that is in the shed?
Other than the fact that right now, Rita Wagner and her summer student are going through the, we sign a form with anybody who makes a donation, and it's either on loan or it's an outright donation. And if it's a on loan thing, then the person has the right to ask for it back and do with it what they might. I was really upset about a week or so ago to find a trailer in the yard and Mennonites literally climbing the walls in there, which is a dangerous building, with no gear on whatsoever, none. And things were being sold without a look at the list.
We didn't know there was a list. So now that we know that
There's a list in every museum in the world.
Right, so that is being taken care of by Rita and her student?
Yes, and they specifically were looking for Grover Edwards and Charlotte Parr.
Okay.
Yeah, because we have returned things that were on loan to people in the past. as family heirlooms and things like that. That's happened.
Mayor, through you to Councillor Christensen, you'd probably have to go through, his, wife or a widow or his son, because,
There's no
unfortunately,
widow.
Grover,
Oh, Grover, sorry, I thought you meant
Grover passed.
Pardon.
Yes, I know. Apologies. Actually, I'm going through his granddaughter.
Yes.
Yeah.
Councillor Christensen, to you through the mayor. Is there a timeline that we're looking at to have that completed, to know who belongs to what
Yes.
equipment?
Yeah, and I suspect they're very close to finished,
Okay,
actually.
great.
It was, first of all, it was a matter of finding our records. A lot of stuff gets moved around in the classroom, but anyway, we did find a lot of it. So mostly the large equipment shed, because the house records are not good, the log house records.
We have a date, Mayor, on this situation arising or being taken down. And in other instances where, as a municipality, we've had up for tender jobs, we're having a bad return as far as none.
Yes, that's good.
They want to come, is it, I don't understand, is there a plan in place through you, Mayor, to,
For the demolition?
correct?
I think that's a future, sorry, that's
Yeah,
in the,
we haven't decided if.
Yeah.
want to
Oh, excuse me.
no, that's okay. There's a couple different items on it on the agenda. So for this one in particular, so Rita and student will provide that information back to Meg when they're finished with it.
Sure.
And then from there, you'll take care of the equipment from there. Is everyone?
That's all, it goes through the office, right?
Yeah,
Okay, so what does take care of the equipment mean?
well, depending on what it comes back, whether it's on loan or whether it's.
Right,
donated.
okay.
And then from
And
there.
I understand that Mr. Power wants to sell it to the Mennonites. I get that. And that's his prerogative if it's
They're all
If
donated.
it's
On
on loan,
Okay.
Yeah, we haven't bought it.
So what about the rest of the equipment?
that is
Yeah.
up for debate at this point. Like, so are there any sort of museum rules around that at all?
Not really, other than it's best not to leave stuff out in the weather.
So I don't know that I have a suggestion. If there is a number of items, we'd have to do something with it.
That's right, yeah. My personal suggestion, I realize we didn't budget for this, but you don't budget for a lot of things. For instance, the Conway House weathered 2 winters. The first fix for 2 uprights would have been under $5,000. After the first winter, a beam broke, and then the whole roof crushed in. So insurance paid for some of that, but $15,000 was borne by the municipality because it wasn't covered by all of the insurance. And so what I'm saying is procrastination is not our friend here. We might just have to find some money to house what isn't sold in order, whether it's budgeted or not. Because the longer you wait, the more damage is done.
I completely
And it's
agree.
more expensive. It becomes way more expensive. 5,000 ballooned into just short of 50,000 for a log house.
So what I might suggest with council's approval is to house the whatever remaining equipment is there in potentially a sea can until we can decide what next to do. That
Exactly.
way it's protected from the elements.
That's what I'm thinking myself. We have to find the funds somewhere just to protect it from the weather. We won't expect to have tours there. We won't expect to catalog anything, but at least it will protect it.
Do you, I guess we'd have to wait to see what the list looks like and then we can. move
And
forward with
the
that
list
next.
will be more obvious once we see what gets sold.
Right, exactly.
I don't imagine the Mennonites want to use any more equipment than they're capable of putting in running order. Not all of that is. Some of the equipment, which is wood, they won't be able to do that. If it's metal, they can work on it. But wood farm equipment.
Mhm.
It's pretty rotten.
Yeah, that's fair. Meg, does that give you and your team enough information for this resolution? All right. Any other questions or comments on this one?
Are we
Yes.
buying another, is that this like buying another sea can for $3,500? Is that what this is for?
We may have to house the equipment that is in the shed. Unless there's another option that you can think of.
Give it back to the person that donated it to us.
Well, it depends on the list, right?
Because
So-
that would
Some of
incur
those
no
people,
cost
they're
to
not
us.
alive. They're not alive, most of them.
And once the list is determined and we know how much equipment is there, when we decide what next to do, we can always sell the CCAN as well.
The thing is, it's dangerous right now, and it has to be, the building has to come down. It has to, and it has to come down safely.
After we take everything out of it, Counselor Christensen.
Yes,
And we have nobody bid on the demolition of it or the taking down.
One bit.
Oh, one bid, excuse me.
Yeah,
So Councillor Christensen, what is the goal of the museum to do with the remaining equipment? Like,
the
is it to
goal
be
is
on display for the public or?
yes,
And when was it last on display?
last year at the tractor parade.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can't auction it off.
Any other questions or comments?
I'm gonna hold my peace. I don't want this to become a council bill. I personally don't. I hope I don't sound heartless by saying this, but it's not our bill to pay. But yes, we have to take the building down. That is our bill to pay because ours is safety first. I appreciate that we're gonna contact PUC and get them on board with the wires and everything.
Let's see what the list comes out to
Yeah.
be, and then we can keep council informed of what that next step looks like. Is that fair?
Sure. We don't want to demolish until we have further information.
No, so this one isn't for demolish, right?
No.
No.
Right, so this is just to take care of the contents for now. And I think we will go through with the next. But until we get that list back, we don't know what that looks like. So,
I'm pretty sure they're finished
Yeah.
with it.
so if you want to follow up with Rita.
Sure.
And then we can determine from there. Make sense?
So we're taking everything out and just leaving it on the ground by the building or no? What are we doing with it when we take it out?
So as long as we don't have the sequence ready for the equipments to go in there, we can't demolish the building. Because we don't want to keep them out, right?
Yes, because some of it is wooden. That's the point. I think we have to see what goes first.
We have, because we don't know what that, like, maybe the entire list is on loan and we don't have to worry about a CCAN or anything. We
Yes.
don't know.
Some
We
is,
don't know.
yeah. some
Yeah.
is. On another point,
Mhm.
for the same man, Charlie Parr,
Mhm.
he did all these things. And in his house fire there, all that artwork and folk art is a valuable commodity, was lost in that fire. This is all that's left, but it's been protected in here, and that's
Right.
good. But but they're not interested in that. They're interested in selling repairable equipment to the Mennonites.
Right.
That's what they're doing.
Their prerogative?
Hmm?
Is that their prerogative
Oh, yeah,
as the owners?
if they want, yes, absolutely.
I mean, yes, in the end of the day, I mean, I've only seen it all once. And yeah, okay. I'm next.
So when Meg gets the list, she'll share it back with council so that we understand how many pieces of equipment are there that need to be rehomed, and we can even do an e-vote.
Yeah, because this is, I'm sorry, Mayor, this is our July meeting.
Yep.
And we're in a hiatus for a month, so.
Yeah, because we cannot
September.
hold up the,
No,
demolition because it
It's a
does, yeah.
safety issue.
So as soon as we know what that looks like, Meg can do an e-vote and we can, she'll inform us of what that looks like.
that sounds great. I'm in favor of that.
All in favor?
Right.
Yeah, so that's the missing piece right now is that list. So once we get that back, then we will be in a better position to make that decision.
Be it resolved that council hereby receives the clerk's report for the intake farm equipment shed, and that council authorizes staff to contact PUC Services and Bell Canada regarding the condition of the structure and any requirements related to their infrastructure, and that council decides not to demolish the building at the current time and wait for information from library and purchase a C-can for storing excess equipment.
All right, Animal Control Officer Report, June 2026, moved by Councillor Caputo, seconded by Councillor Christensen. Any questions or comments about the Control Officer Report, Animal Control Officer Report? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Be it resolved that council hereby receives the Animal Control Officer's Report for June 2026 as information.
There is no planning. 9, bylaws. Bylaw 2026-31, Early On Service Agreement Amendment, moved by Councillor Weir, seconded by Councillor Christensen. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Be it resolved that bylaw 2026-31, being a bylaw to authorize the execution of amendment to the Parent and Child Resource Center Service Agreement between the Corporation of the Township of Prince and District of Sault Ste. Marie Social Services Administration Board, be given a first, second, and third reading, finally passed this 14th day of July 2026.
And motions and notice of motions, Dean's Road Park Gate quotes, moved by Councillor Christensen, seconded by Councillor Caputo. Any questions or comments? We need a decision on this one as well. So I think there were 2 quotes, don't quote me, two quotes. No pun intended.
Yeah.
So, thoughts on the quotes that were provided?
Are these quotes to enclose
Not the entire, it's just the
or
gate.
just the gate at
Just
the road?
Yeah.
Okay.
Leave space for the parking and just the gate.
Yeah.
And close the sides. The actual price on the second quote is $2,800.
Yes. And I like that. They're a resident of Prince.
Yes.
Anyone leaning one way or the other? Is that the one you're going with? Anyone else?
Sorry, where is that one?
Where is that one? I couldn't find it. 20.
J. Newland Construction.
Oh,
Okay, I found this on the web, but where is that one? Check.
wow.
Siri wants to weigh in as well.
It's like half price.
It's just the second item on the quote. It's for $2,800.
Sorry. Oh, this one. Oh, I see. Chain link fence.
I would like to go local and I would like to go with the 2,800.
Councillor Tretenko, Councillor Caputo.
I'm aligned with the 2,800.
Is that applicable to break down just the one quote out of the 5 that he is,
That's
bid?
right.
You can? Or are we gonna award all 4?
Just one.
Just one? Okay, I'm in favor as well.
All right.
Be it resolved that council hereby accepts the quote submitted by J. Newman in the amount of $2,800 plus applicable taxes for the supply and installation of gate at Deans Road Park in Township of Prince.
Thank you. Structural assessment quotes, antique farm equipment shed, moved by Councillor Christensen, seconded by Councillor Tutenko. So this is where we had, is it the one quote for demolition?
This is the structural assessment, so 2 of them.
Two.
This assessment is requested by the auditors as part of our ongoing audit for 2025 and 2026.
Oh, this is for us to rebuild it,
Correct.
yes?
Just for people to go in there safely.
Oh, sorry, I have so many quotes on this agenda, apologies.
This is the one that's done every year, isn't it? For, like they do the church, the log cabin.
This is,
everything.
yeah, this is just for
Just for
them to
the-
come in and assess.
Oh, you're
that
just
it's
doing the
safe.
barn.
Yes.
Right.
Okay, all right,
Safe for people to go in and out to get the equipment and
Mhm.
such.
okay.
And this was actually requested by BDO as a
Mhm.
risk mitigation.
Mhm.
I was thinking of the word. So that's what they're.
So we have Sanlo Engineering and Northway Engineering.
And they did mention it had to be by an engineer, so those are the 2 that submitted the quotes.
So I'm definitely leaning towards Norquay. They're a good and reliable firm. Well, both are.
Any other thoughts?
Where's the second
No
quote?
preference?
Okay.
This one,
It's an email.
Oh, it's in that email.
and this one.
And if they're both the same, then I choose Northway too.
As do I. And that, this amount here, this 1728 is what we're looking at.
That's right.
Will we receive, insurance of sealed report? Okay, so it's the same.
Any other thoughts? Or we're good with Norquay?
What do you think?
I think that's low person.
Sorry?
I'm just reading the fine print on the quote based on the email. Is the material that's coming away from this shed, it's not garbage. That could be money making. I'm asking.
It's pretty dry.
They're gonna demolish it with the machine or they're gonna take it
So
apart?
this quote is not for the demolition, this quote is just for us to have the engineer check to say that people can go in and out.
To get the equipment, right?
Yes.
To have it removed?
And they abide by all responsibility. If something were to happen, they say it's safe to go in.
Right.
And if they say it's not safe to go in?
Then they'll make recommendations
Yeah,
to make it safe.
just so that we're not reliable is what I'm saying, Councilor Weir.
That's right.
Today, I saw the door ajar, didn't want to go near there. What do we have left in there? Take out to you, Mayor, to,
Everything is intact.
There's lots, everything.
everything's still in there, the stuff that's outside, that was, okay.
What you see outside was outside.
Yeah.
The graders and the manure spreaders and stuff,
Yeah,
they've
they're
always
inside.
been outside.
There's a bit inside. Okay. I'm good with the Northway.
Be it resolved that council hereby accepts the quote submitted by Norquay in the amount of $1,700.28 plus applicable taxes for a structural assessment of the museum grounds.
Thank you. C, demolition quotes, antique farm equipment shed, moved by Councilor Caputo, seconded by Councilor Weir. So this is the
Yeah.
quote that was submitted by Archibald Brothers for the demolition of and removal of the structure. Any questions or comments about that? We only received one quote.
Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Be it resolved that council hereby accepts the quote submitted by Archibald Bros Limited in the amount of $18,500 plus applicable taxes for the demolition and removal of the structure and direct staff to proceed accordingly following the completion of the structural assessment and further information from library.
D, National Wall of Remembrance Association donation request, moved by Councilor Christensen, seconded by Councilor Weir. They are looking for a donation in the amount of $369. Any questions or comments? Yes.
Have we given to them in the past?
Yeah.
In an amount like that?
I don't know if it was the same.
This is separate from the regular $500 donation, annual donation that we do.
Mhm.
This is an additional one,
Yes, I'm wondering, is that how much we gave before?
$500.
Oh, 500.
This is above and
This is a
beyond
separate
that,
one.
yeah.
Okay.
Keep in mind, we do not have to.
No,
It is totally council's choice.
you know, I would actually rather see us donate to our local region than to this.
Mhm.
I think they get a lot of donations from other bigger municipalities and other organizations, probably. And I think I would like to support our local region and make sure that we make a donation, maybe around Remembrance Day or something like that.
Lest we forget.
Mhm.
I'm so sorry to bring this up, but as a steel worker, we've invested time and effort into this wall of remembrance. We purchase a book annually at a minimal for a quarter page
Mhm.
advertisement that says United Steelworkers supports local, and I won't use a number, I'll just say local so-and-so. Because I'm not an executive member of that local no more, and I wouldn't want us to bring it up. But unless we forget, I'm in favor of this donation.
Councilor Weir, Councilor Churchenko.
I'm inclined to align with Councilor Christensen, that we've already given them, we donate to them every year. I don't know that we need this additional donation.
Councilor Weir.
I'm in line with that as well. I just, yeah. It's donating to our local region.
All in favor?
Oh, not of the van. I was leaving.
All right, defeated. Thank you.
Show that I was the only one in favor, please.
Yes.
Thank you.
Recorded vote. ENG 911 Advanced Services Quote, Sault Ste. Marie Innovation Center, moved by Councillor Chutenko, seconded by Councillor Caputo. Any questions about this request? It is something that is mandated by,
It's starting in March 2027.
It was a lot to absorb.
They know where you are now. They'll always know where you're gonna be.
essentially, my understanding is when they move to this system, it's actually gonna be more helpful for municipalities like ours that have a hard time finding, so they'll get specific coordinates instead of trying to find the sign that may be missing, or, so this'll be much more helpful to find the people.
Brought it to the
they're looking
future,
for. Yeah,
bringing us into the future,
yeah,
electronically wise.
it's a good thing for sure.
So if this is mandated to start in 2027, are we going to expect more quotes? Will there be other companies doing this as well, or are they,
So we have a contract with Sault Ste. Marie Innovation Center, and
okay,
they have been updating our GIS system software. They're working with Conservation Authority and City of Sault Ste. Marie itself
Right.
to update our GIS information system.
okay.
Any other questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Please resolve that council hereby accepts the quotation submitted by the Sault Ste. Marie Innovation Center in the amount of approximately $4,800 to $9,500 plus applicable taxes for Next Gen 911 advanced services and authorizes the staff to proceed.
F, moving permit bylaw review, moved by Councillor Christensen, seconded by Councillor Weir. So I learned a lot in discussing this with our clerk. And my understanding is, so a moving bylaw is a bylaw that will essentially require someone who is moving something very large, such as a telephone pole, a very, very large boat, maybe a set of trusses, that they would require a permit to do so. We have not received any complaints regarding this. It's not something that is a regular occurrence in our neck of the woods. I don't know that I don't know that it's necessary or that we need one, but we wanted to bring it to council to discuss.
I have
Yes.
one point about it. A friend of mine is on council in another municipality, and they passed a similar thing to this, and it was because of modular houses, which take up a good hunk of highway when they come. And and there is they're becoming very popular because of the cost of housing. So that was their reasoning, and that is why I just thought you might want to consider that.
Any other thoughts?
Might add to that.
Yeah,
So
please.
moving houses is already mandated by the
Yeah.
province under the building permits and the Highway Act. So anybody moving modular homes or any kind of bigger oversized load, I'm gonna say.
Have to apply for
They
grant.
have to have a permit.
Yeah.
So it's a separate permit.
That's,
All right.
Yeah, the onus would be on the mover,
yes.
I'm pretty sure.
My only concern with this is would we be introducing something that we don't already have complaints for? Would-
Good point.
That's my concern.
That's a good point, Mayor.
So is it that, would farm equipment fall under this? So if they're pulling a big, so when they're pulling a hay wagon from this field across the street, they're gonna have to get a permit for that?
Oh,
No,
well, I'm not touching that one.
The other example, PUC actually mentioned it this evening, which would also be covered under the Highway Act. However, when they build their substation, they're gonna have to install new poles and things of that nature. That's another example, because the poles are long and sort of intrusive. The other concern that I have is, we have had presentations from Brookfield about our windmills. And whenever that ramps up and they decide how they're gonna manage the next phase, those giant windmills are gonna come through. However, also covered under the Highway Act. It's kind of a moment in time situation, right? Where I don't, and we would probably pass something to work with them as a partner, not necessarily hinder their activity. Those are just my thoughts. Those are the first
100%.
things that came to mind when I read it, but I don't know that we want to introduce, like I say, there have been no complaints to date, like when someone is hauling, I passed a hay wagon the other day and there were no issues. They were doing their thing. And, you know, it's, when you live in a rural area like this, you kind of expect things like that to happen, but. So. I will-
And they follow the law, they stay to the side of the road, it's only going, they're not going far,
No, and they're not going
and they're
fast.
just tilling their land.
That's right, that's
And
right.
they have their little triangle
They do.
on everything.
Required.
So who would, if this was implemented, who would oversee
Oh.
that you don't have your permit and follow up with that?
That's correct. So if council chooses to proceed with a permit bylaw, we need to figure out the fee structure as well. And apart from that, the monitoring and the supervising of those activities.
So would it be MGO that would monitor?
So if it's second line, they would not do that for us. We might have to enter into an agreement with them.
Oh, okay. Well, I
Can we
can't,
accept this as information? I think I need more time to kind of let this settle.
Absolutely. Anyone else? Everyone agree? Except for this information at the moment? Sounds good.
Deferred.
Yes. Sorry?
Joint compliance.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were gonna defer it. Oh, got it, sorry, my bad. Joint Compliance Audit Committee, 2026 municipal election, moved by Councillor Chutenko, seconded by Councillor Caputo. Any questions about this? It's really, we need an audit committee, and we've done it in the past where we've used one from another jurisdiction. All in favor?
Aye.
Be it resolved that council authorizes the clerk treasurer to work with neighboring municipalities regarding the establishment of a joint compliance audit committee for the 2026-2030 term in accordance with the Municipal Elections Act 1996, and that the clerk treasurer report back to council with the proposed committee structure, participating municipalities, terms of reference, and the necessary bylaw for council's consideration.
Thank you. Correspondence. A, support for rest stops and highway infrastructure improvements on Highway 11 and 17, moved by Councillor Caputo, seconded by Councillor Chutenko. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Be it resolved that council hereby supports the Township of McGarry's request for the Government of Ontario and Government of Canada to prioritize the development of new and upgraded rest stop facilities and traveler infrastructure along Highways 11 and 17 throughout Northern Ontario.
Minutes of boards and committees. Public Library Board of Trustees, May 2026, moved by Councillor Chutenko, seconded by Councillor Christensen. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Be it resolved that council hereby accepts the library board minutes for May 2026 as information.
And Recreation Committee minutes, June 2026, moved by Councillor Weir, seconded by Councillor Christensen. All in favor?
Aye.
Be it resolved that council hereby accepts the rec committee minutes for June 2026 as information.
There is no new business, and we will move into closed session, moved by Councillor Weir, seconded by Councillor Christensen. All in favor?
Be it resolved that council move into closed session at 7:05 p.m. in accordance with section 239(2) of the Municipal Act 2001 to to discuss personal matters about an identifiable individual, including municipal or local board employees, discussion regarding employee matters. Further, be it resolved that should the closed session be adjourned, council may reconvene in closed session to continue discussion of the same matters without the need for a further authorizing resolution.
Thank you. All right, we are in closed session.
The air conditioning.
Yeah, I was just.